All right, so everyone, let's jump right into it today.
Yeah.
We're talking Commanders and Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Big game.
Big game, lots to talk about.
Definitely.
Obviously, a big upset.
Upset. Yeah.
Really, really exciting game to watch. Whether you are, a huge football fan or just a fan of a good story.
Oh, yeah.
Just a great game. So we're going to deep dive into that today.
Yeah, I think for me, what's so interesting about this game is that it kind of reveals something about both of these teams.
Absolutely.
We had expectations coming in, and this game really kind of threw a wrench in things.
Yeah, and, you look at, Jayden Daniels' 5 turnovers in this game.
Yeah.
It's like, most rookies would completely fall apart with that kind of a stat.
5 turnovers, I mean, it's a lot.
He manages to pull out the win, right?
He does.
5 passing touchdowns, 82 rushing yards.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what does that tell you about this kid and specifically his potential for Rookie of the Year?
I mean, it says a lot, I think, to overcome that adversity.
Right.
5 turnovers against a team like the Eagles.
Yeah.
And to still pull out a victory,
Yep.
That's leadership. That's not just talent,
Totally.
And it really shows, I think, especially given that the Commanders, their run game was struggling.
Oh, yeah?
They didn't really have much going on.
No.
He was really kind of the bright spot on offense.
Right. So he really stepped up.
Yeah, I think this game really throws him into that Rookie of the Year conversation for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, you look at the other side, the Eagles' Jalen Hurts with that concussion.
Oh, man.
I mean, huge bummer to see him go out in the first quarter like that.
Really changed the whole game.
It did.
It's like a punch to the gut,
Yeah.
We don't know how serious it is yet,
Right.
whether he's going to clear concussion protocol.
Right, and that makes a big difference.
It's everything. If he can't play next week,
Yeah.
they're probably not going to get that #1 seed.
Right, because the Lions won.
The Lions won. That really puts the pressure on them, and they're facing the Cowboys and the Giants.
Uh-oh.
And if they don't have Hurts, I mean, that's a completely different game.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, speaking of defying expectations, we got to talk about Saquon Barkley.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that first quarter,
Yeah.
109 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns,
Had Adrian Peterson.
including that 68-yard run. It was like watching Adrian Peterson back in his prime.
Yeah, just unbelievable.
But then kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Like, was that just him having a moment, or is that a sign of what he's really capable of?
Yeah, it's really interesting to think about, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, was it a fluke, or did he just sort of run out of steam, as the game went on?
Yeah.
We know that he's got the talent
Yeah.
to really dominate, but he hasn't always been consistent,
Yeah.
But if he can figure out how to play like that all the time, I mean,
Watch out.
he could be unstoppable.
Yeah. And it's interesting. It's almost like this one game is a metaphor for his whole career.
Right.
Like you get those flashes of brilliance.
Yeah.
And then.
But not consistently.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Kenny Pickett, coming in after Hurts goes down.
Yeah. Tough spot.
Tough spot for a backup.
Yeah.
I mean, a touchdown pass to his credit, but also that tough interception.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Highs and lows.
Yeah. What'd you make of his performance?
I mean, he was really thrown in there, into a pressure cooker.
Yeah.
And I think we saw both, the potential and then also areas where he needs to grow, you know?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, the touchdown pass that showed he's got the arm talent. He can make plays under pressure.
Yeah.
But that interception,
Yeah.
that shows that experience really matters,
Yeah.
especially in those key moments.
Totally.
So the big question is, if Hurts is out for a while,
Yeah.
is Pickett ready to step up
Yeah, can it?
and lead the team?
Absolutely. So, I mean, this game was a total roller coaster ride.
Oh, yeah.
You had the rookie quarterback exceeding expectations. You have the star player sidelined.
Right.
And you have this backup thrown into the fire.
Yeah.
So what does this tell us about both of these teams going forward?
Well, I think it changes things, doesn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
it really kind of shifts the narrative.
Uh-huh.
We saw how resilient the Commanders can be.
Yeah.
We saw Daniels' potentials as a leader.
Yeah.
And I think we saw the Eagles' vulnerability
Definitely.
without Hurts in there and the questions that it raises about their backup.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder, how are both these teams going to adapt?
Yeah.
Based on what we saw in this game, how are they going to evolve moving forward?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it is really a lot to think about. Were the Commanders and, Daniels' performance, was that a sign of things to come?
Yeah.
Or are they going to regress back to what we sort of expected from them?
Right.
And the Eagles, can they keep dominating without Hurts?
Yeah.
Or are they going to struggle? I mean, this deep dive gave us a lot to consider.
Definitely.
And I, for one, am excited to see how these storylines play out over the next few weeks.
Me too.
So make sure to tune in next time for another deep dive.
Yeah.
See ya.